Namaste, magical ones. I hope you are having a beautiful day. I am very honored and it is my absolute pleasure to be showing up here in this space with you all today. After a very long time of being absent from this platform. In fact, if I'm completely honest, I never really poured much time or effort or energy into this space here on YouTube because I never really felt drawn back here continually. There was like a spark, there was an idea to be here in this space, but it never really felt right. And I could never really put my finger on why. It just never felt like the right time for me. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling really called back into this space in a really huge way, like more than ever before. And I know that now is the time to show up here daily with you. Now I am in a very different space energetically, and I have been through such a huge transformation in my own life and been on a very epic adventure, especially over the past couple of years. And I'm very, very happy to be back here connecting with you all, because what I am going to be sharing with you is something very unique, very powerful, and very magical. And it is going to be bringing you home, back to the void, back to the place where there are infinite possibilities and you are going to be creating from a space without limitation. The transmissions that I'm going to be delivering here are going to facilitate the collapse of the program that you have been living in, that you have been bound in, that you have been imprisoned in. Oria to asiam to koshkeera, if ad ara, oyanata aria, to siak tak shek andara. I'm already feeling frequencies moving through me. And when they are connecting with you, just close your eyes and breathe deeply and allow these codes, these frequencies to bypass the subconscious mind and do whatever work they need to do without you even needing to try. You see, I'm here to share with you that it's not about becoming anything more, becoming better, taking on roles and playing characters in order to be liked, to be loved, to be accepted. Just as you are is where the magic is where the magic has always been. Realizing that you do not need to become anything more. This is not a journey of becoming. This is us unpicking the journey you've taken so far, taking it back to 0 point, bringing you back to the place you never actually left, but your mind allowed you to believe you did. You never left that space of pure, infinite expression, love, joy, abundance. You never actually left. You never not were worthy. You never not were loved. You never not were good enough, but you just forgot. This is a space of pure remembrance, divine remembrance. So you may embrace and embody your divinity in your fullness, in your power. There is nothing you need to be or become or do or achieve. You are pure infinite expression, creating in the most magical, magnanimous and marvelous ways. And when we go through the dissolving of the program that allowed you to see yourself through the eyes of distortion, you're going to realize that you already are everything that you've been seeking. You already are divinity, you are magic, you are power, you are light, you are source, you are love, you are everything that you've been looking for. No longer will you be contained. And I just ask that each day when you feel called, because I will be showing up here every day from now on, each day when you feel called back into this space with me, come back and connect as often as you need to. These frequencies, these transmissions that I am sharing from a place of purity and unconditional love are here for you to embrace, embody, so that you may activate the codes within you, your unique codes, your divine blueprint, without any difficulty, without any struggle. You are no longer in lack. I'd like you to close your eyes and breathe nice and deeply. And start to feel yourself melting into a deep state of relaxation. I'm actually being drawn to our pineal glands. And I just want to share with you, they do not need to be awakened or woken up. They simply need activation. You are already a transmitter of pure divine consciousness. And the whole world, universe, experience you see around you is about to shift in your favor. As if by magic, whatever you think and speak is instant. Everything that you see tangible in this physical construct we see as the world it is an expression of you. You are the manifestation. You are the walking, talking spell. And when you recognize what you are, when you remember who you truly are and how powerful and unlimited you are, well, actually, you are without limitation. When you remember this, when you tap into this remembrance, you'll realize you were the embodiment of this the whole time. But that programming, that fear-based programming that you've been locked into, that was given to you like a burden, like a prison, that you have been trying to navigate out of for all of these years, desperately seeking enlightenment, health, wealth, love, opportunities, worthiness, success. You'll realize that reality around you is now going to start not rearranging itself. We do not want rearrangement. It's like, being in a relationship we hate, being in an environment that we absolutely can't stand, that's toxic, and changing, our routine or changing around the furniture, doing some feng shui, and then expecting that we're going to feel happy and joyful. No. We now want reality reformulating itself as it will, as you speak, as you think, as you speak, as you feel, as you command. Reality is now rearranging itself around you as the center. So now your eyes are closed as you breathe deeply. I want you to recognize that what you were seeing, which you believed to be clear, and let me break that down further. What you believe to be real, what you believe to be your reality, what you believe to be your truth, was what was allowing you to make decisions based upon distortion, because you have been living in lies. You have been living in a false truth, because you have been living in an identity, or should I say multiple identities, that you created in order to keep yourself safe. Those identities that you've created, those characters, those roles that you play, were there to keep you safe, to allow you to function in a way of continued coping mechanisms, one layered upon another, layered upon another, layered upon another. There we go. That is the matrix. That is the prison of the mind. That will always have you seeking to escape. When you recognize what you truly are, when you remember what you truly are, you will realize there is nothing to fear and there is nothing to escape. Just as you are, everything is pure perfection. And when you have this unbecoming, this realization, you are going to experience your own self like never before. It's quite funny actually, and I'm giggling because you don't realize what you are. You've never been taught to know what you truly are. You are not your mind, and you are not these thoughts that allowed you to create a reality that many of you do not feel safe living in. And I say that in very gentle terms because it doesn't mean everyone is like actively, consciously feeling unsafe and in danger in their world. Maybe some of us are. But you've created so many coping mechanisms that you have no idea that most of the experience you're having right now is not feeling safe for you. It's not stable, it's not secure, it's not feeling safe, it's not feeling joyful, but you have just learned to settle. You have learned to cope in spaces that are unhealthy, that are toxic, that are miserable, that are full of lack, and you have normalized them. I'm now being drawn down to our heart space, and I am seeing what is a glowing emerald. And as I'm going down to the heart space, my throat is starting to really tighten up. It's almost like you so desperately want to experience all of what you are, which is unconditional, pure source, love, infinite expression without limitation. But your heart, in order to open and allow yourself to receive your own self fully, in order for that to happen, you must, and there is no other way around it, you must speak your truth. This is not about you feeling empowered, putting other people in their place, giving your opinion, putting a boundary in place. This is about you communicating with your own self, learning how to speak the truth to your own self. And this is something you are not able to do until you admit to yourself that the lie that you were living in, the falsity of most of the reality that you've created, which is actually what's caused you to go on a journey of seeking enlightenment, awakening, healing. It's not about finding a medium in order to take us. Okay, magical ones, I do apologize. I had to pause this live channel because my doggy needed some assistance. He can no longer walk. He's very immobile now with his age, so I had to assist him. And he's gently drinking his water in the background, so if you hear him, that's what that noise is. Although maybe once I lay music over this, you won't hear. But as I was saying, in order for us to speak the truth to ourselves, you know, we only have the capacity to speak based upon the levels of how our mind is open, which is why the dissolving of the programming is so important. We can do the spiritual work, we can do the energetic work, but whilst the mind is locked and the program is there, we cannot layer on top of that. This does not allow us to step into freedom, liberation from this imprisonment that we've been in. It just simply allows us to take some time each day to go connect with nature, to do our spiritual practices, to do whatever else we've been doing that facilitates us on this journey. But without unlocking the mind, we don't have the capacity to actually see the reality that we created, the prison that we imagined in our mind that then became real, that we are living in day by day. Through this place of distortion that we are living in, we are unable to create change. Well, we can create change, but the result that we get from creating the change is never really one that allows us to remember we never not were whole. We never not were fulfilled. So we're always going to be seeking more and more and more. So the key is, in order to allow ourselves to receive from our own self fully, we do not need anything outside of us to fill our cup. We are infinitely filling our own cup. And we are in constant overflow, but we cannot see this because the mind disallows us to. Because the mind is asking us to look everywhere outside of ourselves to see reflections of distortion, so that we may go and find further fault with our own self and constantly look for things to heal. But I'm here to remind you, you were never broken. You were never not whole. You were never not pure, divine, unlimited, infinite expression. This is your baseline. This is your natural state of being. So in order for us to actually speak our truth, unlocking the mind is what matters the most. Unlocking the mind. Each layer of the program we dissolve, the mind unlocks and opens further. As the mind unlocks and opens, we are able to see through the eyes of clarity, through the eyes of truth. When the old program is running and we are trying to layer positivity on top of it, this is when our own truth becomes further suppressed. This is when we're on a journey that never ends and we're in a continual loop and we do more and more and more to feel better, yet we somehow just seem to find more layers of pain. Whether we call it more childhood wounding, past life regression, whatever it is, it's like the more and more we do, and I've been on this journey for many, many years, the more and more we do, the more we are finding to go and look at. And we call it being aware. I now call it an absolute waste of my energy. Because really, when we unlock the mind, we have the capabilities to see outside of the jurisdiction, outside of the prison, outside of the box of containment that we were once trapped in. We have the ability to see. We have this awareness of seeing where we made decisions that we believed were true and right and just, but really they were decisions and actions we took through making those decisions, actually through the eyes of distortion. But we so believed it to be our truth. So together here in this space, we are going to be day by day unlocking your mind. I am going to be sharing messages with you each day to allow you to unlock aspects of your mind, of your psyche that were not reachable, that weren't attainable. Sorry, when I can get my words out, that weren't attainable for you to reach before. Because you simply didn't know those spaces existed, or you didn't have enough awareness of who you actually are to see the power of all of your choices that you've made so far. Your whole world, the good bits and all of the bad bits, is your creation. It all comes from you. You are the 0 point, you are the void. Now, the void is the most magical place that there is. If you want to go have a party, the void is where it's at. Everything already exists and is already manifested. You are the manifestation. You are the walking, talking spell. So allow yourself to recognize that there is nothing that you cannot create. There is not nothing that if you set your mind to it, you cannot see become your present reality. The only thing that ever stopped you from seeing that it is already there in its fullness, in its wholeness, in its totality now, is the fact that you have a program running that is one of distortion, that allows you to believe you are not already it, you do not already have it, and you are not capable of creating it. Shonda Arya o asiak takash ke endara. Doya at ara, maya toko askiako shka andara. Koi at ara, e siam toka shke eta, I ora am o at ara. Doya sake ashke endara, o atari, o atora maya okara, o atakaria o ashik ig ando ayara. Koya ariam doya tara, I asoshe e amara. So just breathe nice and deeply. As these codes are coming through me, I'm really feeling them in my throat. These codes are here to allow you to activate your truth from within. Shuk at arya o ataya semia kora o hayat ora o es ishk emara eyatora atoya sig im do jagataka. Koi at ara maya o asia toshe I aso eshe she maya dora, Zoe-Elara, doya se she era. So just breathing nice and deeply. I can now feel them going down into my heart. Shu ahas ara, oya she ara, oya se ek ara, doya se ek endara, doya tara, so ish edora, dora mbaya toka karra, daya se ek shkumbara, hua as amoya. Breathing nice and deeply, just allowing those codes to do whatever they would like to do. And again, thank you for being here, magical ones. I am wishing you the most beautiful day and sending you away from this space with nothing but pure magic and intention for you to have a wonderful day of creation. Dara aisiam tokashka era, oyatara, mayadora, oshka andara, doyara, payawayatora, mayakora, doyeshka edara, deteara, moyakokara. Okay, breathing nice and deeply. So, divine beings, I shall now say goodbye, and I shall be back tomorrow. Remember, whenever this message finds you, it is for you, and you can come back and listen as often as you like. I will be sharing all sorts of information, frequencies, codes within these divine daily sessions that I'll now be delivering here to you in this space. Each day that I show up will be something completely new. There is not a theme for these sessions. I am just going to deliver whatever I am feeling called to deliver, whatever comes through me. With infinite love and blessings. Have a magical day. Thank you for being here and sharing this space with me.